At New City, we use a digital mixing board, the Behringer X32. Digital boards can be intimidating, but this board is laid out very logically into 4 sections: an input section, an output section, the controls section, and the interface section. The input section consists of 16 input channel strips. You press the top select button and that makes that channel strip active. You can also control the volume with the fader, as well as the mute and the solo buttons. These channels also are layered, so you can have 16 on layer 1, 16 on layer 2, and 16 on layer 3. Layer 4 is for you to be able to see the outputs on the input section. The output section of the board is laid out into subgroups and the main output. Within the subgroups, you can also layer those 8 subgroup channels. The controls section is active for whatever channel has the green select light lit. So you select a channel and then you can configure or add effects or change settings. The preamp, so you can set the volume, you can adjust the low cut. In the effects, you can adjust the gate and the dynamics. In the equalizer, you can adjust the tone. The bus sends, we'll talk later about what those are and how those work. And then the main bus, so you can adjust the main level and the left and right balance for that channel. There's also a built-in stereo USB recorder that records onto a USB stick or USB drive. You can also store board settings on that USB drive. The interface is the area of the board where you see all of the options and controls and displays what you're doing with the controls. There's a monitor section both for headphones and for speakers if you have them hooked up, and then a talkback section. Now we will look at how the New City system is configured. The stage box has 2 rows of inputs for microphones, so 1 through 12 are vocals, 13 through 16 are available, 17 through 24 are the band. The lower 8 outputs go to the monitors. The board is also set up in 3 layers: vocals, band, and then PC and that recorder. So in the input section, when you select a layer, you see what's on that layer. So that was the band layer. This is the vocals layer. And you can see only 3 vocals are unmuted. And then that's the layer with the PC and the USB recorder. So if you go to the vocal layer and you select that channel, you can now press the View button on any of the control sections, and that changes the display so you can see the settings for that. So you also have that for the gate, for the dynamics, for the EQ, and you can see it's very detailed graphic EQ, for the sub outputs, as well as the mains, left and right. The output section is also in layers. So we've laid it out so that layer 1 are what are called DCAs, or volume controls. Layer 2 is our monitor subbus, and then the matrices are the bottom layer. DCAs are like volume controls. We have 4 DCAs set up: vocals, band, the PC, the wireless. The DCAs are like having a master fader for lots of other faders. It's almost impossible to move faders equally, but much less in some kind of mix configuration. This allows you to have overall control. So now we're in the band layer. So you can see I can change the band levels and change those relative to one another, and then the overall volume of the band is controlled by this fader. And then the PC input can be muted. And then when we're showing a video or you need some audio from the PC, you can activate that channel and bring it up. Those are ganged faders, so you only have to lift one and both of them move together. The fourth is for the wireless, both the handheld and the lavalier. So it gives you volume control. You can mix the service from those 4 faders without having to touch anything else. So the monitor mixes are in what's called a bus, basically a grouping. So if you press the Sends on Fader button and then press one of the bus channels, in this case we're on the band layer, and you can see for each monitor which instruments are going into that monitor mix. The faders move automatically based on what's in that channel. So that's all 8 monitors and what's being sent to those channels. And then if I go up to the vocal layer, you can see exactly what vocalist 1, vocalist 2, vocalist 3, 4, 5, monitor 6, 7, and 8. So each one can be independently mixed. Always turn off the Sends on Fader. Also always unmute the master volume, otherwise nothing will come out the speakers. The monitor volume is not affected by the overall master volume, so the monitors can be on without the mains being on at all. And then the matrix section, there's stereo left and right for the speakers, the subwoofer, the nursery and cry room, and then the left and right for the live stream. And those are ganged faders. You just move the left one and the right one follows it.